Hello, and welcome to Fucked Up Intersections of Pennsylvania. I'm your host, Jerry Johnson. So I've lived in Pennsylvania for about 8 years, and I've been driving around Pennsylvania since about 2005 or 6, ever since I started my car hobby. And I've noticed that Pennsylvania has some really fucked up intersections. Now, I'm mostly talking about rural areas of Pennsylvania and not so much like the cities or the built up areas or the newer areas, but mainly areas that have had roads that existed longer than motorized transportation. So in my observation so far, a lot of South Pennsylvania has roads that were built, 1860s, 1880s, 1800s, probably further back than that. You drive down the road, you'll notice that there are a lot of houses that are built very close to the roads. Those are generally houses that were built, 1920s, 1930s, maybe the 40s, or some even earlier than that. So a lot of the properties on the southwest corner of York County and the southeast corner of Adams County will have houses that were built in the 1860s, 1880s. This is a very old farming community. There's a church around here that's been around since the 1700s. So because of that, you end up with roads that were originally walking paths that got widened for horse and buggy, that got slightly widened to become roads, for vehicles, for cars and trucks and stuff like that. But the problem is that not everywhere is implemented safety measures. So the intersection I'm talking about today is the intersection of Pine Grove Road and Pinetown Road. Now this intersection is kind of a Y shape, kind of a lowercase r shape. I'm going to show a diagram of it and also show the view I had earlier today. Unfortunately, this intersection might actually be cursed because my audio didn't record at all the whole time I was there. It's also because I didn't turn on the preamp for my microphone. Cursed, user error, either or. Quite a few cars come through here. It's a very busy intersection. And the stem of the intersection, or the long side of it, I don't know the actual technical term, there's no stop sign. And it's 40 miles per hour through there. And add to the fact that Pennsylvania sometimes has confusing terminology attached to its stop signs. Now, both the stop signs at this intersection have signs that say oncoming traffic does not stop. And that's straightforward for me, and it might be straightforward for you, but sometimes the general public doesn't understand what that means. Now, what that says is that the people coming from the long side of that intersection don't have to stop, and that you should stay and observe and see what they're going to do. So some people, as they approach this intersection, will either turn on the right-hand turn signal or turn on the left-hand turn signal. But either way, they're going to be going through this intersection, and if you're at one of those stop signs, you should probably wait and see what they're going to do. However, people do get impatient. Now, people that are coming from the Westminster side of the Pine Grove Road, a lot of times they're not going to wait, or they don't want to wait. They'll assume that everybody's going to turn towards them, and they'll just, stop at the stop sign and continue on. So in my experience, a lot of people make the wrong decisions when they're trying to figure out what the other car is going to do when they get to that intersection. So there's one time I was approaching the intersection, I was going to make a left to stay on Pine Grove Road, and the car that was on my right thought that I don't know what the person was thinking. They pulled out directly in front of me. Luckily, I was able to stop, and they stopped, and then I had to drive around them. And it was an older person. Maybe they should have had their license retested at some point. Who knows? I don't want to actually judge them, but it was a very frustrating situation for me, especially after a long day of work. Maybe they had a long day as well. I'm trying to give that person some grace, but I was really upset. So anyway, that's just one example. If you know any other examples of fucked up intersections in Pennsylvania, please let me know, because I would love to check them out, look at them on a map, and then possibly come and film on location, because that really seems pretty interesting to do. I think this was my grandpa's old suit jacket, and it does not fit, but it's kind of perfect for that shitty newscaster look. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to follow me on social media, follow me on all my other platforms. Maybe I'll do an episode 2 of this. But this was fun to do today.